Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Ever since the President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump, talked about the issue of insecurity in Nigeria and how things need to change, there have been a lot of reactions in the home front, where the presidency have gone ahead and talked about the issue of peace talks, about the issue of, securing, rescuing some of the other persons, people, Nigerians who have been kidnapped, and also the fact that they have been able to, neutralize some of them. Well, it looks as if more info, as they keep bringing this information, more info countering what they are saying is definitely making rounds. And a former army general have decided to also appease to, speak to Nigerians the fact that things can definitely go well if we allow some certain things to be put in place. Let's find out in full details what he meant and why Nigerians should relax if United States of America should for any reason, find their way into the Nigerian soil. But before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Let's start with what happened in one of the northern states, Katsina to be precise, and the info that finally came out to reveal that all of that was just RNG. Now, according to reports by Daily Post, a peace meeting in Katsina State has stirred outrage after several attendees reportedly confessed that they were actually not the real bandits, but hired locals paid to pose as them. Now, the dialogue held in Botagarawa and Charanchi local government areas was meant to promote reconciliation between residents and the armed groups terrorizing local communities. However, the event quickly turned controversial when some supposed bandits revealed that they had been recruited, armed, and even instructed to attend the meeting. The disclosure has now cast serious doubt on the credibility of the entire peace effort. We were hired to come here. Some of us are not bandits. They gave us guns and told us to attend. Some of the attendees were quoted as saying. Report from Katsina Times and an eyewitness account shared by security analyst, that is at Dan Katsina 50 on social media handle, said that the armed men admitted that they were engaged to make the gathering look successful. Now, the meeting was convened by local government officials and attended by the executive chairman of Batagarawa local government, traditional rulers, and community representatives. Security experts and residents have since questioned the sincerity of these peace dialogues, warning that such staged events could undermine trust between the government and the affected communities. Analyst Bakastina wondered where were the real bandits commanders apart from Sani Mohugadin? Why were only unfamiliar young men present? This is not the first peace talks with bandits have attracted controversies in northern Nigeria. Similar negotiations in Zamfara, Kaduna, and Niger State collapsed after many repentant fighters returned to banditry, leaving communities even vulnerable much more. Critics argue that such approaches often reward criminals while ignoring justice for victims. Governor Diko Umar Rada's administration has emphasized community engagement in tackling insecurity, but the latest development may force a review of strategy. Many now urge the state government to investigate the allegations and ensure only credible stakeholders participate in future dialogues. Now, this reminds me of the fake bishop that during the election process of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, before the build-up of the 2023 elections, where they brought fake bishops everywhere, saying that bishops have endorsed the Muslim ticket. Now, 2 years after the election, we are now seeing insecurity everywhere, where Christians are screaming in northern Nigeria. But let's find out what a former major general, a former commander of the Special Task Force, that's Major General Henry Ayola, has got to tell Nigerians concerning the issue of American soldiers touching the soils of Nigeria. Now, Major General Henry Ayola, a former commander of the Special Task Force Operation Safe Haven, has stated that the Nigerians should not panic. They should not panic over President Donald Trump's threats to send American troops to fight terrorists in Nigeria. Now, according to reports a few hours ago, General Ayola said on October 30th, 2020, American forces entered Niger and Nigeria to rescue an American hostage and no Nigerian life was lost during that mission. He said that this shows that such operations can be carried out carefully and even successfully. General Ayola said some of those who don't want Trump to send military forces to Nigeria may actually be sympathizers or supporters of these terrorist groups. Ayola stated that if foreign help could speed up the fight against terrorism in Nigeria, it should be considered. In his words, and I quote him word for word, "When America entered both Niger and Nigeria to rescue an American hostage, did you know when that operation happened? Was any Nigerian killed? Of course not." Wow. I for one, personally, I wouldn't mind help for Nigeria. I can tell you almost for free, because we've been going through a lot when it comes to the issue of insecurity. Imagine what an eyewitness account is saying in Katsina, where they agreed. It's still the Shegumen that opened up, told all Nigerians that these guys are willing to compromise, they're willing to, all they're looking for is a reconciliation, that they should be peace talks. And now, so to speak, we also have videos of so much bandits coming out and the government officials engaging them, and now according to them, they're willing to let go. They want their conditions and terms met. Of course, they didn't make it public what their conditions and terms were. Only for an eyewitness now to come, and now started seeing some of these bandits already in the community. Only for an eyewitness now to say that actually, they recruited us, so we are not rebanded. They just recruited us. They gave us this, we should just pose for the camera. For how long are we going to be doing this? In all sincerity, if you continue like this, most Nigerians will begin to doubt the efficacy of this so-called system. My colleague is in the house. What's your take?
Well, I think that this is just propaganda. The intent of this is to dissuade the United States of America from coming in. But I love the fact that all the talks right now that is going on, both in the Congress with Donald Trump, revolves around the report that was handed down by those who are on ground facing those things, who have watched, victims being wiped out, they've watched churches being cleaned off. Those are the only people they are paying attention to, because already they know that when situations like this come up and people do not want, the possible invasion by the United States of America, certainly you're going to see people masquerading as bandits, but actually they are being paid to do those things. Whether we like it or yes, the record speaks for itself. Go through the media. I mean, for just this month, you'll be shocked the number of persons that have gone down. And these things are not just stories. We see multiple cases of burial going on, sometimes in hundreds, sometimes in 200 and all of that. Sometimes they even show it off. I'm not so sure that throughout this week we won't have such reports again. So the truth is that they are trying to dissuade these guys, not even dissuading the bandits, because the truth is that the bandits gradually are taking over territories day after day. As this thing is going on, they are not even being halted. They're still invading different places, doing their own thing. There are some persons who have also taken up the responsibility of reporting when these things happen. I love the fact that such people exist, so that even when you're trying to listen to this other person, at least they are evidence. And now, if you notice it, like what we check our video, you're going to see that thing. One of it, I think a Major General went and made a particular man. We are going to protect your library. We're not talking about just Reverend Ezekiel, Dachumo. We're talking about generality of Nigerians. What level of security are you going to give to them? How much readiness does the military have to fight against the invasion of this? Because they are everywhere. That's what we want to see. Provable evidence. That's what really matters.
All right, that's we go wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section.